In this video, I'll be going over 7 things that I really like about New World. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe since I'll be bringing out more videos on New World. Now, let's dive straight into the video. The first thing that I really like about New World is their gathering system. For some reason, it just feels really good in New World to gather. For example, it's really rewarding cutting down a tree because you can see visually how the tree falls and you then gather the resources. Not only that, you get rewarded for leveling up. Let's say you cut down a young tree and you're only level 10, then you will basically just get young wood. But let's say you have leveled a bit and now you're level 100. If you cut down that same young tree, you have a lot more chance at getting rarer resources. For example, you can get tree sap to craft with, and it really rewards you. And for something else that they reward you is, let's say you go into skinning, you skin a couple of animals, and eventually you will be able to see animals on the compass so that you can find them a lot easier. So you are really rewarded for investing your time and efforts into leveling up your gathering, and I really think that's a good system because it rewards you quite decently. The second thing that I really like about New World is their combat system. Their combat system is action based and I really like it. You will have to aim most of your abilities, so it also requires some skill and practice, so you will get better over time, and I really like games where you need to invest a little bit of time just to get good, but the combat system really does it for me. It's not tab targeting, so you will have to aim, so I really like this system. You only get 3 skills per weapon, so in total you have 6 skills, but you can mix and match how you want. You can upgrade your gear and you can reset, so I really like the combat system of New World. I think it fits the game perfectly, so that is the second thing that I enjoy that New World has. The third thing that I like about New World is their VoIP system, voice over IP system. This is where you can actually talk to players in game. Not a lot of MMOs has this. Usually you just need to type in a chat room with other players, but New World decided to add VoIP, which is really unique for an MMO. Not a lot of games does this. Sure, we kinda used to it in games nowadays because of shooters, but not a lot of MMOs have this. This allows the game to feel really unique because you can encounter players and have a conversation with them while questing, and you can make friends a lot easier, and that's why we play MMOs, because we want to interact with other players. So it's definitely a unique thing, and I really like this about New World. The fourth thing about New World is the UI. The UI feels really good, especially when you're in your inventory. You can just drag and drop quite easily, and when you're not in your inventory, the UI is quite crisp and clean. Nothing clutters up your screen really. For the most part, the middle is quite clean, so it definitely adds to the New World experience. The fifth thing I like about New World is the faction wars. It keeps things really interesting, since when you log in you don't know which territory was taken, so you have to go with your company, retake territories, and keep planning ahead, since you never know what might happen. Maybe you're in a town, you don't have to pay that much taxes, and you get buffs, but the next day that territory is taken and you have to decide if you want to retake it or not. It really keeps the world interesting since it is constantly changing, plus you can get involved with these systems, which is really nice for endgame since it will give you something to do with other players. The sixth thing about New World is the NPCs, not really the variety, but how difficult they can be to defeat. In most games you just feel like you face roll the NPCs completely, but in New World you actually need to focus when you fight an NPC that's the same level as you, and if you go just about 3 levels above you or 5, then you really need to focus because they become tankier and they do more damage to you. So the NPCs difficulty, only the difficulty, feels really good to me since it feels like a challenge and you can't just watch something on the second screen, you will have to focus. If you're over leveled, then it does become easier, but you also don't gain as much experience, so make sure that you always level in the appropriate zone so that you can get the right difficulty and gain the right amount of loot that's suited towards your level. And for the 7th thing of the game, I really like the pacing of the game. You can either go chill by just gathering resources, go fishing, and you'll still have a good time and feel like you are progressing your character. Or you can go really hard and activate PvP and gather resources the same way that you would, but now you have to look over your shoulder and constantly have your head on a swivel because you never know what might happen. And if you just want a medium challenge, you can not flag for PvP and go grind some dungeons or zones so that you can level up that way. The pacing of the game is really good and you're always feeling like you're doing something to progress and by maybe improve your character. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe for more New World content and I'll see you in my next video.